I'm headed for CID, Cedar Rapids Airport. Pick up my line brother, Adam McKee III, and his wife Charlotte. So they're coming in for the fun and festivities. So let's go get them. Fraternal brother, what are you doing here?
I came to reunite with the brothers from Mu Delta. This is the birthplace of my sojourn as a Q. MD 2020. I'm sorry, Mu Delta.
And who is this beautiful woman you brought with you?
Oh, that's my Qette.
Your Qette?
Oh yeah, better than a pearl.
Qette for life, huh?
Oh yeah.
I got you, I got you.
And
welcome to Iowa, sis.
We had a step in today. If you want to lay and play.
Don't say that. But y'all get me out the freezing cold. I can't.
So what do you think of Iowa, sis?
I'm loving it so far. I'm having a great time. So we're on the campus of
University of Iowa.
So how's it feel being back, Frat?
It's a wonderful feeling to be back to the place where Omega gave birth to me. I have a tremendous feeling of humility, and I'm honored to stand with the brothers of Mu Delta chapter of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Are you a preacher or something?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact.
Matter of fact, what? Here, take a picture of me and Adam.
Okay.
Sis.
Here I am at Divine Tavern and Eatery with my lovely wife, and AKA.
What up, Carly? Yeah! Friend. Yeah! Old school corner.
No way back.
What up, yo? What's going on, man? I'm good, man. See fat. Golden Goody. What's going on, Glenn?
How you doing, Steve?
All right, man. Good seeing you.
I heard you were here, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm good. Earlier today. Yeah, we got in about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
You came in from Chicago too here?
Yeah. We came in together.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, came in about 4 o'clock. It's good.
You Delta, baby. You Delta's in the house. Hey, take this to Howard. Them Alpha girls need to see this. This shit is still stronger than AP, baby. They need to know. Road trip and come to the AP. Come to the AP.
Take a picture of the young people. Let me ask y'all something. How many complete lines are here right now? How many complete lines are here right now? And is your dean with you? Where's your dean? Follow five. Okay. Now, what's the oldest line here with their dean?
He said it's oldest line.
Right here. Don't you even have that? I knew the answer to the question when I asked you. Don't think I asked you a question I didn't know the answer to.
We are here celebrating our school days. We're celebrating the fact that over 40 years ago, you had graduate students from historically black colleges who came and took the essential tools of what education is, reading, writing, arithmetic, analysis, and wrote a letter to our district officer to ensure that other brothers would have the opportunity to have an Omega experience which would change their lives. To see Brother Hampton here and then our first lines here, to see how a vision of what Omega could be on this campus, and it really reverts back to our founding fathers at Howard University and the westward expansion, and how we have been able to keep this whole vision of manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift, how it's a movement, and to see how we are a stop on that path going west speaks volumes, and we're just here to celebrate. We have brothers from the 70s, the 80s. Now we're able to connect the bloodlines, refine our history, make sure that we have a stronger internet presence so that when my son, if he chooses to matriculate through the University of Iowa, or my other brother's son, or black men who we haven't even met yet, if they so choose to join our great fraternity, they too can add fiber to the history of what we've done here. And we will hold the legacy high and push forward to do greater things in the future.
I'm glad you told me. Okay. No stopping. No stopping. Okay. No stopping.
But we can chat, right?
No stopping, bro.
We can
No
chat.
stopping. No hopping. We got it.
We can chat. Some chat books. Yeah. My name was Bucket. Yeah.
We'll talk to him.
Marching.
Go ahead up there, bro.
Not a hopping. Yeah. And then let's do nothing to something like this. Hold on. Hey. We wear short shorts. Campers wear short shorts. If you can't wear short shorts, you wear short shorts. Rest of the bullshit to the Q.
This is absolutely wonderful. Some of the people I haven't seen in years. You know, it's nice to see Thomas Mann and Thurman Hampton, and of course, you know, yourself and McGee, Adam McGee, and just all the brothers, you know, Hoagie Wolf, all the guys. To see some of the folks that came behind me, you know, you feel as though you kind of laid the footprint for what's going on now.
Do I want to be an alpha? Do I want to be a Q? Do I want to be a kappa? What am I to do? So confused, stuck in skates, wearing blue, and that's the bullshit. To the Q, Psi Phi
Well, I liken this to having returned to Mecca. Along the lines as a spiritual journey. Because for me, I have not been in Iowa, let alone Iowa City, in over 30 years. And so it's been a tremendous experience. And I have the opportunity to come back with my wife.
So what's up with you AKAs crashing a Q thing? What's up with that? Y'all having fun?
It's behind every great Omega man is an
bros from this chapter's history come together. All this beautiful royal purple and this old gold. All these bros from 73, 74, 75, 80s, 90s.
You skipped 77, all right.
I apologize to you, bro. 77. It's a beautiful thing, man, to see so much history, seeing the pictures, seeing some of the paraphernalia. You know, I knew there were other diaper shows, but when I saw the picture of the Bros diaper show prior to ours, it puts our pictures to shame. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
You talking about the jock straps?
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Purple leotards and gold jock straps. Yeah, buddy. I was in that one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was a Q-Funk show. What is that?
Oh, man. This is an artifact from Brother Barry. Bringing it back, boy.
That's
the player.
From the Q-Funk.
Yes, now peep this bulldog. Now, bros like to talk about, the tenacity of the English bulldog. This is an original. They put this inside the Q. This comes from the 70s. He gonna put the MD right in the middle of the fire.
Brother Essex Hubbard.
Yep.
That's a Brother Essex Hubbard design. Because he was in the art program here.
Man.
All right. Well, that's yours, man.
I appreciate it,
Make
bro.
it shine
Gracious,
again.
man. God.
All right,
oh,
all right.
boy.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man, to see all these young bros, old bros, especially for Mu Delta. Helter Skelter Mu Delta.
I thought I could keep my emotions aside up until I went to the Vine the other night for dinner, and just to see, all the 80s bros come in that I hadn't met before, 70s bros I hadn't met before. It was overwhelming. And me and Fall 05, Alex Carter, we just kind of stood, beside each other because we knew we had done so much of the effort and just, getting communication across and trying to make this thing happen along with the bosses, Deshaun Thompson. And me and him just stood there just in amazement. And it's just been rolling ever since. The head guys who have been spearheading this effort locally have done a great job. I can see the bonds that you guys had, from back in the day, just looking at a lot of the 70s brothers just bond again. And, brothers who, say they haven't seen each other in 30 years, that's a big deal. And then on top of that, brothers were mindful enough to bring all these artifacts, all these pictures that are just taking brothers back, and all the young brothers are just like sponges, just soaking it all in. So it's been a tremendous experience, and personally, this 40th anniversary means more to me than the centennial, hands down, because it's just more personal to me. It's more personal to my life, and I think the last thing I can leave it with is that I hope that these young brothers, including myself, take advantage, get to know who these older guys are, what they doing, where they located, because this is a big networking effort at the same time. It's not just fellowship, because we never know how we may all be able to help each other. It's all about lifting as you climb, that implied model. So it's been a big effort, and I really appreciate being here.
He's the Holy One. The Holy One. The Holy One. Your Eminence.
It feels really good. I mean, I actually get to see our legacy and see everybody that came before us. It makes you feel as though you're kind of living the history, and you're standing with people who actually help establish Mu Delta.
Make it right, make it right.
One of the founders of our chapter, Helter Skelter Mu Delta. Brother Thomas Mann. Historic.
So you are one of the founding brothers of Mu Delta chapter. Can you tell us how that came about?
Mu Delta chapter came about when Brother Thurman Hampton and Brother Fred Hardy and James Lincoln and Tony Proud and several other brothers, I think there were about 12 of us here at the University of Iowa, thought that it would be good to continue the fellowship of Omega. We were here in a basically white community with few African Americans at that time back in the 70s. And we thought that it would be good for fellowship to continue the chapter or to start a chapter, and that's how it started. I believe that, to the best of my recollection, that Thurman Hampton brought the idea forward, and Fred Hardy and I and the others joined in, and we made it come to fruition.
So how does it feel being back here at the 40th Mu Delta 40th reunion, knowing that you had a hand in making it all begin?
It feels really good. I met some of the brothers last night, met some more of the brothers today, and they're new and they're young and they're energetic and they're excited about Omega, and that really made me feel good.
The 40th is very special. I would not have missed this for nothing in the world. Given my experience as a Mu Delta brother, it's been nothing but pleasurable with my chapter brothers. And once it was decided that we were going to have a 40th, and I would have the opportunity to connect with some of the older brothers and the brothers that paved the way for us, I knew that it was something that I had to be here to participate in, and it's been nothing but pleasurable and very, very special thus far. And being able to speak to the first and the second bosses of the chapter, and one of the brothers that started the chapter, Thurman Hampton, it's just been it's an amazing experience, and I'm grateful to be here.
My name is Thurman Hampton. I pledged at North Carolina A&T State University, Mu Psi chapter, fall 1967.
Tell me what impact or influence you had on Mu Delta chapter.
I was one of the original founders of the chapter and its first bacillus.
All right. So how did it come about? How did you brothers decide that you needed your very own chapter at the University of Iowa?
We found each other on campus, and by that I mean that nobody really wore paraphernalia or anything like that, and of the couple of hundred black students on campus, we somehow found each other. And of course we got together and we do things together, go out, have a little fun, that sort of thing. Meet over at Fred Hardy's house in his basement and joke and lie and have a lot of fun with each other. And we decided that we really needed to formalize our relationship. And having a chapter gave us really the cohesiveness that we could not or did not have when we were acting as individuals. It also gave us the opportunity to do some things in the community and to do some things with the minority students on campus, things that were not being done before. Fortunately, Charles Chambliss, who had been the Grand Counselor, and I were very good friends and are still very good friends. And Chambliss acted as my supporter with National. So he handled a lot of the issues for me that I couldn't handle because I wasn't there. The biggest issue was time. You prepare all of your documents, get signatures from everybody, get all of the information, then you have to mail it in and wait. And of course we needed somebody with some contact with National to sort of move things along. And Chambliss was helpful in that regard.
All right. So how does it feel to be back here now, somewhat 40 years later at the reunion?
I am extremely proud, I got to tell you. We knew that we were creating an environment in which young men could become part of Omega and share with us the thing that we loved. I am just proud of the young men that I have met over the last day or so that have pledged through this chapter, that have kept the chapter going. I'm proud.
It was because there were so many brothers when I came through who were in law school, either law school or med school, that I decided I got to tradition?
I started the law school in 1970.
Okay.
12 blacks.
12 blacks in law school.
Bobby Gisselhander had the highest average of anybody on this campus. Graduate, undergraduate, the high, that boy had a 4.5 on the scale. I ain't not lying to you. That was the smartest boy I've ever met in my life. Wow.
Turn around, guys. Let me get it.
Somebody got to have that political wisdom. When I run, I want y'all to know what I was with.
It's like,
That's it, though, man. That's it.
You have any idea how this 40th reunion of Mu Delta chapter came about?
Well, it all started from, we knew our anniversary was coming up. We knew the 40th was reaching. It was going to be, earlier in 2011. We knew it was coming, so we wanted to make sure we were able to do something and capture, the history of our chapter. We know we come from a great lineage, great stock, and so we wanted to just find out some kind of way to be able to, encapsulate what's happened here at the University of Iowa Mu Delta chapter over the last 4 decades.
It got started when we came back from Centennial Enclave, because brothers were talking about having a 40th, and we jumped on it then. But you know how brothers are, things get lost to the wind. So as of December of 2011, it got really rolling, and then brothers just started getting together and hitting the streets hard to make sure this happened. Created a good schedule, took time off of work, took money out of our pockets. Brothers sent them money, got it going good, smooth.
The brothers voted me as the chairman, so I kind of got put in the head seat. Alex Carter, Deshaun Thompson, I'd say, Aaron McLeod, Darul Muhammad, Ramon Hemphill, and some of the others, Ezekiel Keith. These are kind of the mainstay brothers, I'd say, who were cornerstone in bringing all this to fruition.
It's beautiful. Psi Phi to the day I die.
Going on here now, we're having the 40th anniversary of Mu Delta. It's amazing because obviously when I've been in here on campus, I really only see like the brothers who are around my age or around my time being here. So I mean, there was a point in time where it's really only like brothers here from the 2000s. So having everybody come back, it's just really great to see all the stories and then hear all the chapter history, and really just get an opportunity to connect with the brothers of Mu Delta that I've never had the opportunity to meet before. To me, it's just an amazing thing, and I'm looking forward to when we have the 50th anniversary, have more brothers come back and meet more Mu Delta brothers. And for me, it's like they say, connecting the old to the new. It kind of brings everything full circle.
My younger brother's a but it's a privilege meeting you. No, I showed my wife the video. I hope she remembers it. It's more than with your fiance. If you put this on tape. Are you recording this?
I think he is. What? And if he is putting it on tape, I'm gonna say this. For me, it's a privilege. It's an honor, matter of fact, for me to meet you, because my father always told me growing up, knowing things like excuses.
Yeah.
And
tools of incompetency.
Yeah, tools of incompetency. Like, you don't make excuses growing up. You don't make excuses playing football, playing basketball.
You had the same regimen
playing
I had.
soccer.
Yeah.
Whatever you don't make excuses for not the reason why you don't.
Well, that stuff is passed down.
It's passed down. So for me, personally, I mean, it's an honor to meet you. Well, because my dad went through this with me.
Well, he pledged us.
So he pledged you. So for me, it's an honor to meet you.
like to say you ain't aged your days. What's up, man? How you doing, man? All right, y'all say I see Carlin. I said, where's your daddy at? I was wondering. Good seeing you, man. How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. All right. What's going on, Fred? How you doing?
Outstanding, man. Good to see you, man. I'm trying. Y'all know each other? Y'all know each other? You on Mount Film? I think he's made. You on Mount Film? You on Mount Film? I don't know him, man. You on Mount Film? Yeah, I think he's married. You gonna Mount Film? You is this for real? Hey. Did he get to go to the flea market? You got that flea market. Look, hey, Glenn. What's up, man?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's a long time coming. I heard earlier that there was a 10-year reunion that I didn't know about. And they're talking about doing it again in another 10 years. I think we should do it every 5 years. Because a 10-year span is too long. You know, lots can happen in 10 years. But it's good to see. This weekend I'm seeing people that I've not seen for over 30 years. And it's special. A special weekend.
It's special. I'm grateful to the brothers who put this together, who worked hard. A lot of hard work reaching out to a lot of brothers, trying to make sure that they reached as many brothers as possible, or at least had information to reach as many brothers as possible. It was it's been a good experience being here. You know, like Ed said, seeing a lot of different brothers I haven't seen in a while.
It's good seeing you, Steve.
Wait, are you supposed to talk to the camera?
Oh, sorry, man.
I see you in 37 years. It's been a while. I saw your son's video. Okay. And I said, he's a fine Omega man. A chip off the old block.
You good?
I'm serious.
How much do I owe you, man?
No, you don't mean it. No, it's good to see you, bro. Good to see you. It's been a while.
So you pledged with Eugene, right?
Yeah, the second line to go over in the New Delta chapter. It's called the Sugar Line Express because it was so sweet to the ladies. And the brothers that pledged with me was Gene Harris, John Williams, Lawrence Terry, Emmett Gunn, and myself, Melvin Coleman. My line name was Panama Merv. Then Larry D, he went over after me, Larry D and Tom Mapp and Tony Kirk and Essex Hubbard.
Yeah, there's two different lines. I was just with Tom the other night. He's out in D.C.
Tom's in D.C. now?
Yeah, but he's moving to Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has some photographs he wanted me to bring out, so I brought some photographs. Yeah. So
you tell Brother Thomas Mapp I said hello.
All right, I'll do that, man.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Good to see you, man.
All right.
I'm gonna try to get her. I don't know. Hey, ain't nothing but cute. Ain't nothing but cute, dog.
Members versus men. We always didn't have many numbers, but we were thoroughly immersed. But to see that the rich history that we have here at the University of Iowa and the brothers that have come back just makes you understand that we all love the same thing, and it stands for so much. There's so much manhood I see. There's so much scholarship I see. I see so much camaraderie here. It reminds me of the Million Man March. It reminds me of the Centennial. I'm sentimental. I'm just blown away. I'm just really blown away. This is an experience to see the younger bros and even the older bros still thoroughly immersed. It's a beauty. I can't even describe it.
Oh, come on, Brother Bill. What's out there, Brother Bill?
It's nice to see that certain things don't change. I love to
hanging out with the brothers in the 70s because, you know, it's great to have the opportunity to get together and to celebrate opposed to us seeing each other at somebody's funeral. You still see the manhood, the scholarship, the bond, you know, that's taken place over the course of 4 decades. So this is a wonderful experience. I'm glad that I came, and I definitely would have missed out had I not attended this event.
Hey, bro, what you say about Brick? Newman Williams, where are you? We love you. We miss you. You know, you are such an inspiration to the lines that came through in the 80s. Where are you, Brick? Newman Williams, we love you. What's going on? We have pictures. Brick, just don't forget. We love you. Come back, see us. We want you around, buddy. What are you doing? Spring's happening now. You were doing this thing, making it right.
Second line.
You can appreciate it now, huh?
I got to. I'm not going to not love for you and not take care of you. Because you let me in. I didn't have this turning you in mine, and I said you be a part of it. You let me a part of this.
Right.
And get what? Go straight down the river. When he was killing us.
Right over. That's how I feel about Brick, man. That's how I ended up in this conversation with him. That's how I feel about Brick.
Brick and Petey.
Oh, and I didn't get to meet Petey. He only told me about his thing. But Brick was there through the 80s.
Yeah, I got Brick.
And man, Brick was there.
This right here, you better be glad he was tall than me. I ain't like fuck with tall people.
You didn't. You fuck with me enough, okay?
I didn't fuck with tall people.
You fuck with me enough.
I fuck with me.
You fuck with me enough.
Boom, 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 right? 1 and 2 didn't have a chance, did they?
Oh, they don't mind. Them goddamn. That brother right there.
Yeah.
The rim right there.
Yeah. See, I was a deuce too. That's my sayings right there. You a deuce too. That's my sayings right there.
Hold on, man. Hold on. It's deuces that run the world. Deuce is deuces that run the world, man. That's right. Don't ever forget that shit. Deuce. He held you motherfuckers up. When y'all got hit in the chest. Who caught y'all? Who caught you motherfuckers? Who caught y'all? Who protected y'all? Who caught y'all? We caught y'all. Deuces run this shit. Who came in the room first? Deuces run this shit. Deuces run
your back up.
We got your back,
when you went in the restraint.
Ain't nothing but deuces in him. Deuces run this shit. Deuces run this shit.
Look, if I depended on y'all, I'd get on the ground.
Deuce. You can deuce. What a deuce is up in here. Deuce. What a deuce. What is that?
I have my watch, I got the bag, I had everything I was supposed to have from the 100, but it's almost as if I've wrapped it in cellophane because I don't plan on using any of it. I couldn't believe I got it, so I'm not using any of it. You know, so
I want to get a bag for my watch. I'll wear my watch.
Okay.
It's beautiful, man, to see all these young bros, old bros, especially for Mu Delta, Helter Skelter Mu Delta. We keep this going. I heard the young bros mention the 45th. So I hope they put it together. 5 years might be a little long. If we can get up here for whatever reason in between then, that's a beautiful thing. But keep in contact through the websites, you know, and phone calls. You know, we all got a common bond somewhere, you know, and we all did this for a reason. We all think alike, some way, shape, or form. We all focused on our goals, you know, because that's what men do. So hopefully, bros, make some good networking and connections here, you know, beyond just the anniversary.
Get him
in there. Get that toast in
40
there.
years. 40 years. Mu Delta, baby. 40 years. 40 years.
40 years. MD, 40 years. Nope. We're gonna roll down the hill and hope. We're gonna roll down the hill and hope we get home. We gonna follow you.
You know, like my town, Spring 04,
That would be Tony Kirk. The line would be Downright Deuce. We crossed in the fall of '74. My brother Essex Hubbard, alias Soul Train, and my AKA is Hip City. Pledging in Mu Delta was quite an experience. It's one of those things that you would never forget, building up the brotherhood. One thing I do remember about my Pacific line is that we went online on a Friday evening with 7 potential brothers, 7 Lampados, and by that Sunday, it was only 2. That would be the 2 to cross, Soul Train and myself.
Glenn Brewer.
What else? What else?
Line.
Oh, line. Hurricane Train. 2. Fall, 1975.
Cool.
Sorry.
Okay. Ed Doris, Hurricane Train, fall, 75.
All right, now who was what? What were y'all online? What number?
2.
4.
2 and 4, huh? What were your line names?
Buzzard.
Hoagie Wolf.
Oh, somebody Hip was calling you Hoagie Wolf the other time. I said, Hoagie Wolf? Who's Hoagie Wolf? I just remember Wolfman. All right, so tell me about pledging at Mu Delta. What big brothers had the most significant impact on making you 2 Omega men?
Well, let's see. I can think of actually 2, maybe 3. Jimmy, Step, and Hip City, Tony.
As far as Step is concerned, he was the one that basically introduced me to the fraternity. I was working for Cam Bus, and then they asked me to play some flag football. And what happened, we had a flag football game, and then he told me that there was a fraternity thing that night, and he wanted me to come, invited me to come. I came to that night to the fraternity function, did not realizing that there was the initiation. So, you know, I went from a flag football game to be in the cut in approximately 5.5 hours. Now, as far as Soul Train and Hip City and Larry D, we all were in Voices of Soul. And Voices of Soul was really special to me, really sort of somewhat saved my life. When I came to the University of Iowa, as mentally I was open for anything, okay? And there was a young lady that I met, and initially I'm thinking, oh, okay, it was Deborah Beasley. So I went down to her room, and then we started talking, and she was telling me about a fiance that had passed away and things of that nature. By the time I left, I had no thoughts of anything else other than this is a really nice young lady. She's like my little sister. And she invited me to the Voices of Soul. Key thing, like if she had been a dopehead and she had said, hey, let's smoke this pipe, I would have done that. But she said, let's go to the Voices of Soul. So there I met these guys, and that was a major influence too.
My name is Adam McKee. I pledged Mu Delta chapter, initiated April 17, 1977. The name of the line was the Speed Merchants.
And who'd you pledge with?
Well, there was this young lad from Des Moines, Iowa, by the name of Steve Toriano Berry. Fine young man. Okay, I exaggerated. He was a bum, okay? He was a bum.
Yeah, a bum who carried you, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right, so...
I was not heavy, I was his brother. This is the place that birthed me into Omega, and therefore it has a very special place in my heart. My father is an Omega man, and there was no way that I would have been able to go forward if not the opportunity provided to me by the brothers of Mu Delta chapter. And everywhere I go, I proudly tell people that I pledge the Mu Delta chapter, University of Iowa, MD 2020.
All right.
Did I say something?
No, it was the way you said MD 2020.
Oh, I get it. You're one of those interviewers that are going to make me smile.
I said you don't like to smile, and smiling's good for you.
How you doing? This is Bill Edwards. I pledged in the fall of 1980. I was a solo line, so I was called Soul Survivor. After I went over in December 13th, 1980, my frat name was Crunch.
Why Crunch?
Well, it came from, the fact that, I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. Iowa's a wrestling community, and, every now and then you had to, let people know who you were and what you stood for, so you had to give them the Crunch. Now, it was also, we would shave our heads, and they said my head looked like an apple, and the brothers would come by and make the crunch sound when they'd see my bald head. So it's either one of those. I like the first one better.
All right, so tell me what it was like pledging solo Mu Delta.
Oh, well, I had gone to a historically black college for my first year out of college, first year in college, excuse me. And there I got exposed to Omega Psi Phi and from that point forward, I wanted to pledge. And additionally, my father was part of the Mu Omicron charter line back in 1946. Now, my father never put any pressure on me because I guess he knew all along that I would go the right way and become a legacy.
Hey, my name is Daryl Howard. Omega Psi Phi. I'm here celebrating the 40th chapter anniversary of Mu Delta, and I went over 11/21/81, fall of '81. Two of us, my sons, he's not here to represent, Alex Miller. I was a freshman at University of Southern California before I came here, and there was not very many brothers out in California. There were maybe 2 on the yard one day and 30 of everything else. And I noticed 2 brothers, they went out and stepped. One brother jumped out and said, hey, let's do a one-dog show. Because the other brother didn't want to step, and he stepped by himself, solo. Somebody threw some change out. The brother stopped the show and looked and said, if anybody throws anything else out here, I'm gonna, well, I won't say what he said, but he silenced the whole crowd, and from that day on, I knew I couldn't pledge anything else. So when I got here on the campus of the University of Iowa, I sought out some brothers that I knew, Ray Grant, Greg Pearson, talked to them about it, and here I am today, 31 years later.
My name is Brian Hill. I pledged in fall of 1990. Name of my line was The Last Sultans of Atomic Thunder with Jeff Gordon, Ceceria Williams, Jeff Taylor, Ola McGee, and myself, the tail, Brian Hill. When I came on the yard before, I didn't know anything about fraternities or sororities, anything like that, coming out of Detroit. So I saw a bunch of alphas, like 20 alphas. I saw maybe 15 Kappas. I saw maybe 10, 11 Sigmas. Then I just saw 2 Qs. And there was something about their character and their demeanor and their confidence that made me wonder, why they got such a small number, but they look like it's no problem to them, no big deal. What is that all about? And that's kind of who I am. You know, I don't go with the crowd. You know, I'm my own man. So I saw that in them. And as I met and got to know Reginald Griff, found out he was from Detroit too. So we kind of talked and found out and let me know they're having a smoker and interview process, and it was on from there.
Jeff Gordon, University of Iowa, Mu Delta Fall 90. Line name was Last Sultans of Atomic Thunder. Well, I could tell you that it was rich history, and you only know how great your history when you talk to other chapters. We had lanterns. We couldn't walk on grass. We couldn't be in no car. Everything was running. The Kelly Green experience, the poems, the members, the See It Throughs, the Invictus, the Two Artinas, the poems are just so instrumental in the way you live your life. It was a beautiful way to pledge, a very beautiful, loving way to pledge. Taught you how to endure hardships like a good soldier.
My name is Dr. James Fathay, Spring 03, solo, Mu Delta, University of Iowa.
All right. So, pledging solo at Mu Delta, what was that experience like?
It was quite a memorable experience. I obviously didn't have any line brothers, so I really don't know what that experience is like. I hear some of my chapter brothers talk about their experiences as line brothers. Given that I've never had that experience, you know, so I can't really compare my experiences to theirs, but I know that it was quite challenging, but it was something that I wanted to do. It was in my heart, and, you know, I put my mind to, you know, getting the job done, you know, focusing on the final step, the big picture, so to speak, and, you know, it's made up my mind to get it done.
All right, so how and when did Omega get into your heart?
Back in 1989, I was going to Gifford Technical Community College in Jamestown, North Carolina, to transfer to play basketball at Mount Olive College, but I needed some transfer credits. I used to go to the game room at GTCC, and I would always hear people talk about Dr. Gripper this, Dr. Gripper that, Dr. Gripper, you know, and I mean, and you know, they were very all positive remarks about Dr. Gripper, and I told myself, I gotta find out who this Dr. Gripper is. Who is this man? So I made it my business to find out who he was, go to his office, and I went to his office, and it was just, you know, professional black man who had a presence about himself, and I introduced myself, told him who I was, and it comes to find out we were from the same community, and he was so professional but yet down to earth, and I wasn't growing up, I wasn't exposed to anything of that nature, you know, and it was very uplifting to see a professional man had his nice big office, and like, man, this is nice, I want to be like him. So I noticed that he also had Omega paraphernalia throughout his office, and I was afraid to ask him, you know, what it meant, what it stood for, because I had no idea. So I did my research, and I saw what it meant, and, you know, I was like, man, friendship is essential to the soul. Manhood, scholarship, perseverance, uplift. It's like, oh my God. But he never once imposed Omega on me at all. And once I found out and did my research, I knew at that moment I wanted to become an Omega man.
The name is Carlin Doris. I'm the ace from the Spring 2005 line, Mu Delta. Name of the line was State Property 2005. And my line name is GQ. Both my brother and my father accused, and obviously they pledged before me. But going into college, I kind of wanted to do my own thing. I really didn't want to pledge. I didn't want to be a part of Greek life. I kind of just wanted to be my own man, do my own thing. And then the freshman year of college, my mother actually, she was diagnosed with cancer. And then she had actually passed away 2 years afterwards. And then, so at that time, I was going through a whole lot. I was going through that, and then I had a bad issue at the time with the girl I was with. I had a bad breakup, and it was just, it got to a point in time where I was really, really depressed. And
I was trying to figure out a way to get my mind off everything. And I thought about, I remember seeing my brother when he was online. And I remember how it basically kind of consumed his life, but then at the same time, it forced him to be around, a group of brothers, they developed a friendship. So, I got to the point where I really didn't have any other options, so I decided to pledge. And, it helped me out. It allowed me to focus on one thing, kind of take my mind off everything else that was going on. And it was hard. Of course it was hard. It was fair, though. But at the same time, getting done with it, I ended up with a great group of friends for life.
Okay, so, now you said that initially, even though your dad and your brother were frat, you basically took it upon yourself to say you are still going to be your own man.
Well,
no. Okay, you want to be your own man, make your own decisions.
Yep.
So, with that state of mind, why still Omega?
Why still Omega? Well, me, I never considered any other frat. That was one thing. So if I was going to be anything, I was going to be a Q. I don't think I really didn't have any kind of options that way. I didn't want to go back home. But no, I think over the years, what I saw from being around more bros is that I think I saw that friendship, and I think what I didn't understand prior to going into college is what it really meant and what it was really was all there to be a part of this fraternity.
Good afternoon. My name is Brother Aaron J. McLeod, originally from Raleigh, North Carolina. I pledged Mu Delta chapter in the spring of '05. They call me Minister Dog. I was number 3 on my line. Our line name was State Property. I am thrilled to no end that I had the wonderful opportunity to pledge Mu Delta chapter. At the time, I was matriculating through the University of Iowa College of Law. I was in my 2nd year, and Brother Darul Muhammad was my dean, and Brother Ezekiel Keith was my ADP. It was an arduous task in light of the fact that I was going to school, at the law school, but me and my LBs, Brother Carlin Doris, Brother Rod Powell, persevered. We were up, we had pledge session every night, we had to get the brothers food on a daily basis, but more importantly, we had to work together to show our love, to present to them our humility and our willingness to be Omega Man. It was very interesting. Brother Doris and myself were very close online, as we were with Rod, but we were both legacies. His father is a Mu Delta brother, as well as his older brother. Being that my father also is a member of Omega Psi Phi, we knew that we could not quit. Quitting was not an option, so we persevered. We were each other's motivation. We worked well together. We had our fabrications down packed to amuse the brothers on a daily basis, to keep them laughing. But more importantly, we were a unit, and we bonded ourselves together as a line, as well as with our pro fights, with the effort to bring a different spirit back to Mu Delta at that time in the mid portion of the first decade of the millennium, to ensure that other African American men who wanted to have associations with other college-minded men could have the opportunity to pledge a great fraternity like Omega Psi Phi. And we were able to draw another line the next semester, so we did work and we served.
Okay, Ronaldo Johnson, pledged here at Mu Delta, fall 1996. From Chicago, South Side, went to DuSable High School. One of my teachers took an interest in me, and he saw a lot in me. He saw a lot of potential in me, and he helped cultivate that. And I was around him so much, I happened to notice he always wore this kind of old purple and gold hat with these squiggly, funny letters on it that I didn't know what it was. And as I got to know him and got to know more about him, and then, of course, find out more about what those letters on that hat stood for, I found out it stood for Omega Psi Phi Fraternity. And the impact he had on my life, then, and his son had, it really sparked my interest in Omega. And from there, I kind of fell in love with the idea of the whole fraternity. I didn't know what it all entailed. I didn't know what you had to do. None of that. But what I was appreciative to a man and his son who kind of was a father and a big brother to me, and I'm a kid from a single parent home, so I didn't grow up with that. So when I graduated, I was very interested in Omega, and I always said if there was one way I could pay back Dr. Hamberlin, Emil Hamberlin, how could I pay him back for what he's imparted in my life? And I said, well, I can become his brother. And here we are. When I got to University of Iowa, I hunted the bros down and did what I had to do to become an Omega man.
All right, my name is Ramon Hemphill. My line is 3 heirs to the throne, 3 heirs to the majestic throne, last of the Showtime dynasty. I am fall 2007. So back when I was 11 years old, my parents had this next door neighbor. He was a Q, and I guess him noticing that I was around, he had told my parents about this function, and this is in Charlotte, North Carolina, by the way. It was this function that the 6th District does every year. It was a summer camp that they would take kids on in Aiken, South Carolina at the time. I heard they still do it. So I ended up going there 3 years in a row, and every year we would go there, we would come out of there brainwashed, throwing up the hooks, some of everything. And the things they were teaching us were just things that just applied to life. We didn't understand the full worth of it as far as knowing that this would benefit us, 10, 20 years from now. One of the things that always stuck with me is that they made an acronym for the word pride. And it was pride, respect, integrity, determination, and enthusiasm. I wish I could remember some of the brothers' names that was spearheading that whole effort, but the guy who put me on was Marvell Jeffcoat. And he's in Psi Phi chapter in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh man, I got to start with my dean, Darul Muhammad. Huge influence, always a real deep, philosophical brother. And it was more than just, it was more than just pledging. It was always things, to apply to life. Always conversations we would have. It was a mentorship that was building even more than all of the Omega work we had to put in. We had other brothers, that were huge influence, like Brother Aaron McLeod, who's also a minister and a lawyer. And his biggest thing was, whatever you do, don't quit. And sometimes you needed that positive reinforcement when it came to bros. Bros just checking in on your well-being, just outside of the pledge process, making sure your mind is intact. These brothers understood, how much we were putting on the line and just what a crazy effort it was, and understand where our mind states were. They didn't forget their own pledge process, and they were very, very mindful of all the things that may be going on in our heads. So they were very, very attentive to us. I know the frat likes to talk about you got to temper justice with mercy, and that's what these guys did on a daily effort, all the time. And on top of that, I'll say Brother Ronaldo, he's 96, and there was a gap in Mu Delta between 90 and 96, and Brother Naldo was one of the guys that helped bring it back once the existing grad chapter brothers on the campus put him on. So really, just the fact that this has come back has all started with him from 96. I hate the fact that there is that gap. That's why I love this 40th anniversary. Now we're bridging that gap. But up until this point, it's been 96 on up. It's been a real tight, covert unit thanks to him. Anytime we're at the conclave, I know one year, it was either 2010 or the Centennial, we were 22 deep. To have 22 brothers from one chapter in Iowa always moving in one unit was a rare thing. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful.
My name is Vincent Osborne, QKA Commander Dog, Spring 11 Mu Delta Deuce Dog.
All right. So what was it like pledging Omega Psi Phi Mu Delta chapter?
It was hard but fair. Hard but fair. Mu Delta, on the way to go, baby. On the way to go. Well, definitely Deshaun, especially Deshaun. He's my dean. My ADP Zeke, big brother Cuddy. You have the 09 bros, Howard, Michael. You have Otis. Otis was here mostly with me. Drip Dog. Yeah, pretty much. And I have to say, every brother I've met so far have been most inspiring, because they're able to tell me stories. They're able to tell me history that I didn't even know about Mu Delta. I can't give you one specific bruh. I just can't, because everybody has a story that they tell. So, everybody brought back a piece of history that I didn't know about. So, I can't give you one specific name at all. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing on the other side. You cross them burning sands, and I mean, you Omega man. So.
Just don't look out that age.
Knoxville to Florida, and we saved about $500. My name is Dee Middleton.
Yeah, and?
Yes, I'm the guest of Bill Edwards, Mu Delta, Fall 80. Yes, you did. Yep, had to accompany him to this reunion. It's really nice.
So what do you think about Bill's Wild and Crazy Frat Brothers?
Oh, I love them. I love them.
What, Bill or his Wild and Crazy Frat Brothers?
All of them. All of them. All of them. It's good to see. Good to see that side of everybody.
All right.
Yes, it is.
So you've been conducting more interviews?
Nope. I would say that you are the finest line brother, a tremendous Omega man, and I sincerely hope that you continue on your journey.
I agree with you, totally.
Yeah, I thought you would.
I'll be up in Massachusetts letting the brothers know how Mu Delta does, you know?
Yeah, so where are you at?
I'm at UMass Amherst. Okay, I've heard of it. I'm in Western Mass. Like I'm probably closer to Albany than I am Boston.
Oh, I was working the Albany. I got you. Talk to us, Frat. Who are you? What sands you cross?
Alex Carter, Fall 05 Mu Delta. Helter Skelter Mu Delta. I love my chapter. I love my chapter bros. Ain't nothing better, ain't nothing greater, baby.
All right. What you doing out here now?
Well, right now, I'm on the chicken. You know, Mu Delta, we have a long tradition of grilling excellence. I'm upholding it, 05. And see, even though I got neos rolling around here, I got younger brothers than me, you can never not work enough for your chapter and for the frat. So that's why I'm on the grill right now, because I'm humble. Humility with dignity, humbleness with pride.
This is for the show tonight?
I don't know.
For the competition? Is that what they getting ready for?
Yeah, they're getting ready. They have what they call a stroll off.
That's what the Delta was saying. I didn't understand.
What is that?
There's a step show tonight.
You do a step show, she said, but I don't know what technically when you leave or sometime during the show, your stuff got to be a straight line. I don't know when you're strolling off or whatever, you got to be straight.
Okay.
Slide, now spin again.
Hey, hold on.
Back. Now go, now hop. Four hops.
Okay,
it's the version of it. Yeah, we call it eighth tail. Yeah, it's the version. Show me what that joint a little eat up, because I think we got it. But we got it.
He's spinning. You spinning.
Okay, look. So I'm spinning half. You spinning 180. No, I'm saying so when we
360 what they talking about. When you get up.
Okay.
He's spinning half. You 360 when you get up, and he gonna spin with you. He gonna spin back because you gonna start leading the line when you go
We do the big boy spin though, and then you come back around, and then we come back down into the second spin. So 1, 2, 3. Spin. Spin again. No, you good. You're fine. That was actually fine. You're good.
Oh, so I just spin it, and I'm on. So I'm just
Do that spin.
then I'm with you.
Or not, then spin back around.
I mean, I think so spin back here.
They do got a good point.
We got to do stuff that we know.
No, they do got to do.
We got to do stuff that we know.
If we had 2 days, we'd be good.
It's simple. It's simple.
Now let's go out there and split the entire time.
Let's split.
No, we got to do something.
Okay, look, this is what we're going to do.
How you doing?
Hello.
All right, sit. All right, thank you, Frank.
You're welcome, bro.
Appreciate it.
No doubt, dog. Deshaun Thompson, Summer 07, Mu Delta Solo. I'm one of the people that helped put this together. I want to give back to the bros who helped me be here. Otherwise, Mu Delta would not be here because of y'all. I appreciate everything. Rue.
Yeah, we're going like 70, 80, 90. But they're the tall bros.
This weekend has been amazing. I can't say enough about the fellowship that we've had, the bonding, the stories, listening to all of the brothers who came before me and planted the flags for us, and this the imprint that you guys have left here for us to walk in, that imprint to go out and lead and take charge wherever we go as Mu Delta men and Omega men, no matter what chapter we're in. Mu Delta has made us and molded us to become the great men that we are on the path to becoming. So this weekend has been very enlightening, eye-opening, and I'm just really highly enthused about it. I'm elated to be a part of it. And, you know, if it was possible, I'd say we could do this every year, but I know that's not possible. But at least this weekend, we have truly transcended, you know, what it means to to go from, you know, a Q dog to an Omega man. And meeting all of you guys and meeting the founders of the church. I mean, it's I can't even really put it into words. It's just been a beautiful experience. And those of you who ain't here, you missed it. And you'll never be able to do this again. And I'm gone.
This one I went out. Don't get in the car. Don't get in the car. Of legacy, that's all. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be nice. That would be nice.
My name is Ezekiel Keith, and we would like to welcome you to the Mu Delta 40th anniversary. We have many our brothers from back in the 70s all the way up to 2012, and I meet a lot of my brothers for the first time. So it's a joyous occasion, and so we also have many awards to dish out to those and recognize those people for their accomplishments.
I am so glad to be here. My name is Brother Reverend Otis Jones. I am a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated Mu Delta chapter, Summer 10, solo, one man in, one man out. I'm eager to LBs. I don't know nothing about that. But I would like to welcome every one of you all to our reunion scholarship banquet. I'm so glad you all made it here safe and sound through the inclement weather. But we're going to move right on through the program, and we're going to have our scripture and prayer come from Brother Ronaldo Johnson. Let's give him a hand clap as he's coming.
Close your eyes and bow your heads. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that ran down to the skirts of his garment, and the dew of Hermon that descended upon the mountain of Zion, for there the Lord commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Lord, we just humbly come to you today, firstly saying thank you. Thank you for those little things you do for us, God. Yes, God. Thank you for waking us up this morning and getting us on our way, God, because we know so many went to bed last night and didn't wake up today. So thank you for those things, God. Thank you for those little things that we take for granted, God. Thank you for, you know, the roofs over our head and our abilities to just do the things we do, God. Thank you for what you do in our lives. In the name of your merciful Son, Jesus Christ, amen. Amen.
Sisters, family, friends,
relatives, good evening. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you this evening for this momentous occasion. And Brother Bossless, where are you? Brother Bossless, is he in the house anywhere? I just want to thank you for this opportunity, for a well-planned weekend. You've done great work, and thank you for having me be a part of this wonderful event. I'm going to briefly talk about why we are here. And why we're here is consistent with the traditional reasons for African Americans in terms of getting together for reunions. So it's similar to the traditional African American family reunions in a sense that we're here to connect and reconnect with the Mu Delta family. Some of us are connecting for the first time. Some of us are reconnecting for the 40th time. And irregardless of that connection, whether new or old, the universal love for each other as brothers and as members of the Mu Delta chapter has been ever so present. So if I can have any founding members or charter members to please stand. Summer 74 line, Deuces 4, please stand. Brothers from the Fall 74 line, Downright Deuce, please stand. Any brothers from the Spring 75 line, Double Dynamite, please stand. Fall 75 line, Hurricane Train, please stand. Brothers from the Spring 76 line, Special Edition, please stand.
Bicentennial Neil,
brother's not here, but he represents something. I mean, he's a solo brother, so I'll stand in his honor. That brother, the first solo brother in our chapter, Cicero Belcher, Fall 76 is one, but not alone. I'll stand in his honor. And brothers from the Spring 77 line, Speed Merchants.
All right.
Let's give all these brothers a round of applause. Because it is on the shoulders of these giants that Mu Delta has been able to proudly stand for over the years. So we thank you.
I would like to introduce the psalm and present to others Brother Reverend Dr. Aaron McLeod. Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Beloved, I'm here to submit to you this afternoon that we have come this far by faith. And as we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, the ones who had the vision that we too would be a part of the westward expansion of this wonderful fraternity, I stand here humble for 3 reasons. I humbled once because I had the awesome opportunity to pledge the greatest chapter in the history of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Amen. I'm humbled. Secondly, that God has allowed me to have another day whereby I could travel from my home to come back and fellowship with my chapter brothers. And finally, I'm humble because I'm here with you on this evening that we can reflect together on our 40th anniversary of how we can hold ourselves accountable and to push each other forward together. Beloved, if you will indulge me for 9 more minutes, I want to talk from the topic, wake up, enough is enough. To invoke the spirit of Lawrence Fishburne as I run across the fields of your imagination and again ring the bells of truth in your minds and proclaim that we too must wake up tonight. Brothers, our society must wake up tonight because we're sleeping on the fact that an unarmed 17-year-old young man by the name of Trayvon Martin was shot and killed by George Zimmerman, a 28-year-old white man, because Martin looked suspicious as he was walking to see his daddy while wearing a hoodie, armed with a small package of Skittles and a jar of Arizona iced tea. My friends, we must wake up this evening because our society is sleeping on the fact that we have crushed the dreams of thousands of homeowners who are dying in foreclosure, who are bamboozled by greedy mortgage brokers while Congress took their tax dollars and bailed out the banks and they paid their executive officers $1 million bonuses. Friends, our society must wake up tonight because our black community across the country are desolate food deserts that don't provide fresh fruits and vegetables for our people, which causes them to overdose on McDonald's, Burger King, and Popeye's chicken. Friends, our society must wake up tonight because we're asleep when we tolerate the likes of Mitt Romney, who went on national TV and said that he is not concerned with the poor, when by and large the majority of people who live in our country can't make ends meet. Friends, we have to wake up tonight. Beloved, at the end of the movie School Days, Lawrence Fishburne was frustrated because the people who he expected to be insightful and progressive were backwards in their thinking, which impeded the progress of our community. Fishburne felt let down by what W.E.B. Du Bois calls the talented tenth, by the ones who were so-called educated and the ones who were afforded the opportunity for education to liberate themselves and their communities. Beloved, again, I challenge you with a question. Will you wake up tonight? As we celebrate this text, even though Jesus is saying sleep on, he's actually implying that we should wake up and take control of our destiny. Like Lawrence Fishburne in School Days, Jesus in this text is saying wake up because his friends let him down. Friends, is there anybody here tonight who will be honest and admit that you've been disappointed by somebody who you were counting on? The person who was supposed to protect you ended up molesting you. They were supposed to teach you, but they tricked you. They were supposed to empower you, but they debased you. They were supposed to be patient with you, but they took your imperfections and threw it back in your face. For all of the hurt people here tonight who wish that all the people that they love would wake up and do right, for all of the distressed people here tonight who wish that people who they care about would wake up and live right, for all of the bewildered people here tonight who wish that the people who you want to be in covenant relationship would wake up. The Bible says that Jesus said, sleep on, because enough is enough. Friends, Jesus is saying sleep on because he had no more occasion for his disciples to watch and pray for him, because the cross he had to endure was something that he could only do for himself. Friends, Jesus says, sleep on. I don't need your help anymore, because I am the only one who can fulfill my destiny to save the world by enduring the sins of mankind. And like Jesus, my friends, we are the only ones who can do the work to be the change that we want to see. Friends, the Greek word for enough in this marking account of this story is apk. Apk. And it means I discharge you. I discharge you for further attendance, assistance, or distraction, because you cannot handle the destiny set before me. My friends, Jesus said, apk. Enough is enough. I discharge you, because he had a charge to keep. He had a God to glorify, a never deserving soul to save, and fit for the sky, to serve the present age, his calling to fill. Oh, may all his powers engage to do his master's will. My friends, Jesus said, apk. Enough is enough. As I take my seat, my friends, is there anyone here tonight who is willing to be a discharger, who will cut off people who want to keep you from living out your destiny? Go ahead. Who will disconnect you from people who want to prevent you from walking in the fullness of God's glory? Yeah. Who want to deride you or distract you from walking alone and doing God's will? Is there anyone here tonight, any discharges, if you will, who are willing to discharge racism, sexism, ageism, sizeism, classism, capitalism, xenophobism, miseducationism, Mitt Romneyism, Rick Santorism, Newt Gingrichism, Rush Limbaugh'ism, Sean Hannityism, and Coulterism, and Glenn Beckism, as we persevere to be the global loving and interdependent community that the Creator intended us to be. My friends, in your attempts to wake up and discharge folk and ideologies who don't push our community forward, be encouraged and keep the faith as you strive to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly before our God. Because, my friends, you might see the lightning flash. You may actually hear the thunder roll. You may feel the sin breakers trying to conquer your soul. But I heard a word from God saying, still fight on, because lo, I will be with you always. Yes, I'll never, ever leave you alone. So, my friends, stand proudly on the shoulders of our ancestors and on the promises of God, and be an innovator, not a replicator. Be a voice, not a whisper. Be a headlight, not a tail light. Be an active agent, not a procrastinator. And with the power of God, press forward to the mark of excellence and be the answer, because life is livable, light is inextinguishable, love is effectual, people are beautiful, children are teachable, cities are renewable, time is redeemable, Mountains are movable. Injustice is correctable. Peace is attainable. Freedom is achievable. Hell is avoidable. And heaven is reachable. Because all things are possible. Long live the legacy of Mu Delta chapter. God bless you.
Delta chapter for honoring me with a scholarship, and a special thanks to Zeke for nominating me. And I am very excited I'm looking forward to continuing my education in college. So thank you very much.
Also, I would like to present this to Brother Ronaldo Johnson, because without him, I would not be here, because my Dean Daru was made by him as well. And he's been tutoring me throughout this 40th anniversary to put this together, and stay on my butt to make sure everything happened properly. And I thank him for it, because even though I have not slept in 2 days, I am not tired, because I'm full of Mu Delta love. Thank you. You have to say a few words?
I guess I could. It's with great pleasure that I'm able to accept an award that's about one of the cards we play, so to speak, scholarship. It's truly a humbling experience to be able to just come up here, and I just really wanted to come and just make sure this was about the brothers who paved the way, all of you who came before me, who planted the flags first, who started this first. I just wanted to make sure you guys come to town, come home, and have a good time. And so I didn't expect to get really anything and all that stuff. I really didn't. I just really want to just come here, make sure it was a good experience for all of you. Maybe have a little fun too. Have a little fun too. It's just a little bit. But to see families here, to see generations here, to see legacies here, to see the things that's happening here at Mu Delta, it does my heart good to just know I've been a part of something great, and I'm a part of a family that will carry on for generation and generation and generation to come. So even though this is for me, this is for all of us, because without you, I wouldn't be here either. So I say thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, so he's passing it to me. This is my pro fight, so of course he got to put me to work today. So I'm gonna help us out. I'm gonna help you out. All right. So the next award that we're gonna present today is the Community Service Award. That's going to Carl Warner.
Mr. Keefe told me about this, and I asked him. I said, "Well, is there some things that I'm going to need to say, because I actually do public speaking and I also have a fee." And when Mr. Keefe found out what my fee was, he said, "Well, you can say a few things if you want to, but I don't know." But then after hearing your keynote speaker, I don't want to get into a speak-off like they do with all these different shows, but I do appreciate the honor that you guys have given me this afternoon or this evening, and I want to tell you it's been a joy to work with the fraternity brothers on helping some of the young people in our community. I think the best thing that I could do for you this evening is kind of leave you with a pledge that we tell our young people, something that keeps them motivated, and it talks about striving for discipline and achievement and dedication in everything that you do. There's struggle and sacrifice, but gain the strength that comes from this. Build to where you are, and dare leave a legacy that lasts as long as the sun shines and the water flows. But above all, may the wisdom of your ancestors always walk with you. Thank you.
we have the Visionary Award, and that's going to Brother Thurman Hampton today. Currently, Thurman Hampton is the CEO of Performance Resource Associates in Atlanta, Georgia.
I've heard it said that pride is a sin. I want you to know that I've been reveling in sinfulness for the last several days. I am so proud of you, I don't know what to do. There were about 14 of us, I think, Tom, who pulled this chapter together. We didn't know what was going to happen after we left. We were all graduate students. We didn't know that there were going to be any pledgees, any members, anybody following us. All of us came from different backgrounds. We had pledged at different chapters. We didn't know what was going to happen. We did know that our affection for and our loyalty and fidelity to Omega was a seed that had to be planted here. And you are the result of that seed growing. All we did was create the environment for you to grow. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Dr. James Buffet is currently an associate professor and program coordinator at St. John's University in Queens, New York. Completed his doctorate in counseling education at the University of Iowa. He has a master's from Boston University in counseling, and he has a bachelor's of therapeutic recreation at Mount Olive College. So without further ado, the Omega Man of the Year award goes to Dr. James Buffet.
It's totally unexpected. We don't do this type of work for recognition or awards. We simply do this type of work for the love of the fraternity, and for the love of our chapter. So I thank you brothers for acknowledging me and my work. But again, it's not about this, it's about the love. Thank you.
All chapter members, we have this. You was asking about necklaces and wreaths, and we have a medallion for it. Mu Delta members. And I showed it today. It says Mu Delta 40th anniversary, 1972 to 2012. And on the back, it says Omega Psi Phi, 4 cardinal principles: manhood, scholarship, perseverance, uplift. And these speak to me on so many levels. Manhood, continue to do and represent as a black man in society daily, and be positive in every step of my way. Scholarship, get my master's in electrical engineering right now, my undergraduate in electrical engineering. Perseverance, you see me running around all weekend. Sorry, I was made right. Uplift, I continue to help and volunteer and give back. I'm a current member of several different organizations: National Society of Black Engineers, Community Service, Feed the Homeless, Prince Hall Masonry, and do community service throughout that, and Omega Psi Phi. So I would like to thank you guys for being here today, and because without all this, it wouldn't happen. All right. So those are my final remarks. We'd like to give Brother Steve Berry up here to say a few words.
Of course, long before I was an Omega man, I was growing up in Iowa. And so my first novel is titled Tears, which is an acronym for Teach Everybody All Racism Sucks. Now, it is pseudo-biographical about me growing up in Iowa with, of course, a whole lot of embellishment. But the main purpose, of course, is to hopefully shine some light on what I see as some of the problems that actually affect race in America and, of course, around the world, and hopefully become a healing balm that can hopefully provide some light, give some insights as the way I see them, and hopefully maybe help to bridge a lot of the gaps that we so definitely need to actually bridge today. I'm going to do just a really brief section of a longer presentation that I do that I call Tears, Obama, and Post-Racial America. And I basically talk about some of the elements that I see that's going on in America with President Obama and pretty much the state of racism in America as we see. And of course, I also include some of the scenes from my book. Afterwards, of course, there will be a book signing and a book purchase. And anyone who would like to take Tears with them, that would be great. Anyone who can't happen to do it now, I do have order forms so you can actually share.
We're going to go ahead and wrap this up with a prayer.
After our prayer, God in heaven, we thank you for 40 years. We thank you how we're standing on the shoulders of our ancestors, God, whereby we could come and be college-educated men and fellowship together and fellowship with our classmates here at the University of Iowa. Be in the midst of everything that we do on the rest of this evening. Allow us to continue to fraternize and socialize, God, because we don't know when we'll come back this way again. Be in the midst of all we do, God, and bless us and propel us forward. It should be in the midst of all that we do and in our success, God, that we'll give you all the glory and all the honor. Let us all say amen. Amen. Omega men, please join us in the center floor. Everyone, would you please respect us and remain seated. Kick it off, Ray B.
Just go off my. Omega, dear, we are thy own. Thou art our life, our love, our own. We'll sing thy praises far and nigh. We'll love Omega Psi Phi to all thy precepts make us true. Live nobly as all real men do. Let manhood be our eternal shrine, with faith in God and heart and mind, through days of joy or years of pain, to serve the air will be our aim. And when we say our last goodbye, we'll love Omega Psi Phi through days of joy or years of pain, to serve the air will be our aim. And when we say
when we put the